Hello everybody, and welcome to Q&A live stream number 187. It's approximately 7:57 right here on the East Coast, within the state of New Jersey. Today is Saturday, November 7th. I'm sorry, no, yeah, actually no, November 6th. Tomorrow is the 7th. November 7th, 2021. So yes, guys, a week from tomorrow. We have the whole list of Sears and Kmart store closures that will be unfortunately occurring. I will do a special dedicated video, but as long as here and I have everyone's attention, I will be going over the following locations that will be shutting down next Sunday, which is Sunday, November 14th, 2021. So, these are the following locations that will be shutting down on that day, and they include. I got to get the list, so give me 1 second, guys. So it's the Sears store at the Stonewood Center in Downey, California, the Sears store at the Hastings Ranch Plaza in Pasadena, California, the Sears freestanding store in Brooklyn, New York, that has a Kmart department in the basement, the Sears store at the Queen Kamahu Center in Kalakaui, Hawaii, the Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, the Sears store at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the Kmart store at the Crossroads Shopping Center in White Plains, New York, the Brooklyn, New York mini store, and we have one more additional addition. It's the Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx, New York. Again, all of those stores will be shutting down on Sunday, November 14th, 2021. And then 2 weeks from tomorrow, on Sunday, November 21st, 2021, the week of Thanksgiving of 2021, the Kmart store at the Marshall Plaza Shopping Center in Marshall, Michigan, will be shutting down Sunday, November 21st, 2021. And then after that, the week of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the Kmart store at the McKnight Crossing Shopping Center in Grass Valley, California, will be shutting down on Sunday, December 19th, 2021. It is subject to change given due to inventory levels. So, hello, Elevators of Steel City by Otis Elevator Fan 102. How are you? Hello, Metro Elevators. How are you? You went to the Pittsburgh Technology Center Garage. Oh, nice. That's great. Yes, tonight. Yes, this is another very important point that I do want to bring up. So tonight, if anyone has any clocks that do not set back automatically, that are not connected to LTE or Wi-Fi, just make sure to set your clocks back, because we are falling back an extra hour. So yay, we all get an extra hour of sleep, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to. JCPenney's new CEO. Oh boy, I wonder who the new CEO of JCPenney is. I'm sure they would. Oh, here we go. Mark Rosen. Oh boy. Well, given that he's got experience in Levi's, which is like Levi's and Dockers, and yeah, so that's a good sign. The question is, can Mr. Rosen turn it around, or is he going to be buddies with Eddie Lampert and milk on the real estate? If it sounds like he's been on the board of directors, I actually just read it too. Wow. Yeah, I mean, if he's got prior experience from Levi's and Dockers, I think the department store chain would be okay. The question is which locations, because obviously they're going to have to close more locations. That unfortunately is a no brainer. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. But the question is, can they go? Can they turn J.C. Penney stores around at B grade malls? That's going to be, the challenge. Of course, I hope the new CEO can turn it around. Um, but I guess they needed time and they needed the pandemic to pass. As we know, some department stores did not make it out of the pandemic. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Lord and Taylor, and Century 21. But I tell you, Belk survived because Belk was able to reopen their stores. Century 21 and Lord and Taylor unfortunately suffered, and that was because of the restrictions. So they got screwed by the restrictions at the end of the day. Hello Dalmatian Productions, how are you? So the garage had four 338s. Doesn't surprise me that, it's something generic you'd find in a new modern parking garage. I've been to a couple parking garages that have 338s. Schindler 338 and Sequelcus at a parking deck. The two five-story 338 Schindlers at the Shops Riverside parking deck. The three-story Schindler 338 at the Roosevelt Field parking deck, which is in I believe it's the red garage. Yeah, I have yet to go back to Roosevelt Field. I'm not planning on going there anytime soon, but if there is a key core anchor store that announces that they're shutting down that particular location, I will seriously think about a trip there. But right now, no, I do not have any plans. I do not have any plans at the moment to go to Roosevelt Field because it would be very costly, and I just don't really have the flexibility right now to go there. I mean, I could, don't get me wrong, but it's a whole day to go there, to get on the train, and it would be a freaking long day, and I have to plan the whole freaking thing out. I'm not saying it's impossible; it can be done. It's just right now I don't want to go unless something is absolutely shutting down there. Kind of like how Lord and Taylor was shutting down a lot of their stores last year. That gave me a reason to go there. So the key is anchor stores would have to close. Ross Park Mall, I think any anchor at that mall is basically safe. Even the Macy's would be safe. The most vulnerable one at Ross Park, I don't really know Ross Park Mall that well, and I know it's the largest mall in the greater Pittsburgh area. I would say the most vulnerable anchor. Well, they already lost Sears, so I can't really say Sears. Probably the Jcpenney store, but I doubt Jcpenney would pull out of an A mall unless Simon, what's it called? Uh, not exceeded their rent, but like jacked up their rent. I can't see Simon doing that, given that they needed to save Jcpenney. So yeah, but I think the Macy's is safe at the mall for now. The Macy's is definitely safe. The Nordstrom is definitely safe because it's the only one in the Pittsburgh area. And the J.C. Penney, for the time being, is safe. There's no vulnerable anchors at the mall right now. The most vulnerable anchor at my local mall would actually be Neiman Marcus. It's the most vulnerable one right now, given the company's financial position. Um, and I think that's for any mall right now, having a Neiman Marcus. It's just a vulnerable anchor store right now. Roosevelt Field, there's two. If Simon decides to part ways with pennies at Roosevelt Field, and if Neiman Marcus craps the bed at Roosevelt Field, that would be significant. But they've already had a Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom for years, so it wouldn't be that much of an impact, although it would be significant because it was the only Neiman Marcus on Long Island. Right now, the only Neiman Marcus that is actually rumored to close, or was on a list, was the one in White Plains, but I guess they were able to save that one. The New York City one I get. That was a small store, and there was no way they were going to turn a profit given the climate of the COVID-19 pandemic. It just wasn't going to happen. So, hey Joe, how are you? Oh, all Sears stores are vulnerable at this point now. At this point, it's just a matter of time when they're going to shut them all down. So, food store, supermarket, not surprising. Cielo Vista, as it is close to Mexico. I mean, never say never unless Sears Mexico does acquire the El Paso, Texas location. I could see that happening, but then it wouldn't even be run under Sears America; it would be run under Sears Mexico. The only way that happens is if Sears Mexico gets it. I guess. I mean, it was announced that they were closing that one and the one in White Plains, but I guess for now, Neiman Marcus is safe for now. Yeah, they're all vulnerable. It's just a matter of the bots going in and changing any seasonal job to store closing jobs. Is Woodbridge Center safe? Given that it has a Macy's, a J.C. Penney, a Dick's, and a Boscov's, and a bunch of restaurants and a Dave and Buster's, yeah, I could. Yeah, Woodbridge Center is definitely safe. It's definitely in the safe category for now. Brunswick Square, unfortunately, falls into the category where it's not safe. It's in the center of so many malls. You have Menlo Park and Woodbridge Center to the north, and then you have Monmouth Mall and Freehold Raceway Mall to the south. Not to mention you have I Play America to the south as well. But they're not shutting any mall down yet. But Brunswick Square is vulnerable. Yes. Yeah, but I mean, just because round one doesn't have all floors doesn't mean it's a thriving mall. Yeah, probably Staten Island Mall, Newport Center, JC. Yeah, those probably do a lot of numbers. Those, I would even say Woodbridge Center, JCPenney probably does numbers. Wayne Town Center, it's the only one in North Jersey because the next closest one is Rockaway Town Square, given that they closed the one in Paramus. What's another really profitable pennies? Probably Roosevelt Field, I would say, because it's one of only two left on Long Island because they closed Sunrise, they closed Smith Haven, and they closed Green Acres. Although JCPenney South Shore, the building is up for lease, but nobody's interested in the building, so that's why it hasn't closed yet. Yeah, that's the problem with the entertainment stuff. And Matt, you bring up a really good point. The problem is with those entertainment options, if the mall isn't attractive enough, then people aren't going to go to round one and then go shopping in a mall. They're going to just go to the entertainment. The only time that entertainment and shopping works is if the entertainment is at a mall that is absolutely thriving. If it's at a mall that's dying, it's tricky. It's very, very tricky. Yeah, well, I guess the Schindler Horton, excuse me, was starting to fall apart. So yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Um, yeah, well, there's that. No, doesn't matter. But yeah. So yeah, so probably no live stream tomorrow, guys. I actually do have a very long day tomorrow at work. So oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because it's the only ones on the island. Only Macy's on the island. Only Primark on the island. Only Dave and Buster's, and the only AMC. I mean, you can't pass that up. I haven't been to Staten Island Mall in about 5 years. I mean, I really have no reason to. Um, what's it called? I really have no reason to go back there, but I will eventually go back there. I do have a job. I would really rather not disclose it for certain reasons being, but yes, I do have a job. I work during the week and weekends, so it's work and it's nice, so it doesn't interfere with my school, which is nice. But tomorrow is a long day for me, and then I go back to school on Monday, so it is what it is for now, at least. Um, but yeah, I really had no need to go to Staten Island. Plus, getting to Staten Island, then you got to pay the $15. It's To me, it just doesn't make sense. To pay $15 to go to a mall that's kind of eh. I don't want to do that. Now, the same could be said for other malls around the state of New Jersey, but think about it. The state of New Jersey has so many unique, different shopping malls versus Staten Island, where it's kind of eh. I could go once and then be like, yeah, I experienced Staten Island Mall. Yeah, tolls included. Yeah, yeah, you gotta pay. Depending on if you hop on the turnpike, you got to pay the turnpike tolls, and then you got to pay the $15 toll to get into the New York City borough. It's a pain in the ass. It really is. I mean, the only way it could very well work is if you go into New York City, you take the subway, and then you hop on the Staten Island Fair. But even then, to me, that's not really. And then you got to hop on in an Uber. It's too much trouble for the type of mall and for the type of elevators that are in the mall. It's way too much of a pain in the ass. I'm sorry for my language, but it's kind of true. 30 minutes. Yeah, if there was tolls, I mean, look, I don't mind going if I'm already on Staten Island, but there's no point. There is absolutely no point um for um for me to go personally. And again, it's just the tolls and the gas. It's too much of a distance, and it's too much unless I absolutely have to be on Staten Island for a function event. Then no, I have no desire to go there. No desire whatsoever. Could Boscov's be a potential replacement for Macy's Brunswick Square when Macy's pulls the plug on that location? No. The challenge with that, there's already a Boscov's in Middlesex County at Woodbridge Center, and I don't think they would be interested in doing a second location in Middlesex County. If anyone's getting a Boscov's, the next one in Jersey, it's either going to be Quaker Bridge or Rockaway Town Square. So, yeah, don't do that. Definitely not. Yeah, I think Westfield is going to exit the U.S. altogether. I think they're even going to sell off their flagship malls. I can't imagine Westfield staying in the United States, especially if they're selling their regional malls. They're better off just exiting altogether. Why keep flagship malls? I understand they're valuable. I mean, the only really valuable Westfield malls, to be honest, and this is just not statistics, but rather valuable properties. Westfield Garden State Plaza, Westfield Montgomery, which is in Maryland. Annapolis, no, they could definitely dump that. Westfield San Francisco Center, Westfield Topanga, and Westfield South Center. There's like 6 or 7 values there. There's 6 or 7 valuable properties, and they're each on like the coast. I think it's going to get redeveloped into medical offices, or they're going to subdivide the building. I'm sure it's going to be subdivided. I can't imagine they're going to put another department store in there. When is Macy's leaving Brunswick Square Mall? The list gets announced right after the holidays, so I would say it will be there this year. I cannot guarantee that location will be in that spot next year. That I cannot guarantee. But I mean, Macy's Westfield Garden State Plaza, that's definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. I can guarantee you that that's staying. But Brunswick Square, I cannot guarantee it'll be on the list or not. We just have to wait to see what corporate releases after the holidays. Surprisingly, it sounds like Livingston might be safe for now, but I think Brunswick Square and Hamilton Mall are going to be getting the axe after the holidays, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't pay attention to Jack Williams. Yeah, he's a nobody. He's got nothing better to do. He not even just being he's just annoying. He's not even disrespectful. He's just super super annoying, and I've blocked him. Very 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 annoying about stuff. Like he's just very picky. I can't I really can't stand people like that, and I don't have time for people like that. I'm sorry. Not to rain on your parade, Dalmatian, but I don't have time for that crap. Unfortunately, I think the largest Westfield mall is Westfield Garden State Plaza. I don't think it's Westfield Valley Fair. You can look it up on Wikipedia. Topanga. Probably Simon if they sell it. Yes, they will keep Westfield Garden State Plaza, but they might just drop the Westfield name. And when that day comes, I can finally just call it Garden State Plaza as it is intended. But for now, because the Westfield name is in it and Westfield is supposed to be this quote international brand, that's the official name of the property. Macy's Paramus Park, they will be giving that one the axe at least for 3 to 4 years, or maybe longer. That store may have till like 2026 or 2027. I don't see that store going anytime soon. Look at how many other Macy's stores they have to close first before they can even get to that type of store. The day Macy's Paramus Park goes is the day that Macy's Woodbridge Center goes. Mark my words. Um, but yeah, yeah, I know. Valley Fair. I mean, that's extra. It was like an extra 200,000 square feet. I think it's at Westfield Valley Fair. They do the Bloomingdale's. What else do they got here? They got a Bloomingdale's. They got a Macy's. They have. You might be right. They Oh, they have a second Macy's here. I wonder if they have a Nordstrom. Hmm, interesting. Oh, they do have a Nordstrom. Yeah, all right. I guess to be fair, I guess it is the bigger one. But it's definitely more compact and dense than Westfield Garden State Plaza. The extra square footage is because Westfield Topanga, I believe, has more parking decks. That's why it gets extra square footage. Still a nice mall overall, and it's in what is it in Los Angeles? Oh no, it's in the greater San Francisco area. Okay, all right. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, Woodbridge Center is staying for now. Why is tomorrow a big day for you? The Westchester got a Forever 21. Yeah, that means that they're going to be closing Gallery at White Plains when the lease is up, which will probably be by the end of this year. I don't see Forever 21 keeping that store for much longer. So say goodbye to that Kona. Although it's a jump I wrote it this year. That's crazy. I went to White Plains earlier this year. Well, look at all the anchors that were closing. You had Macy's shutting down. You had Sears shutting down. Lord and Taylor was shutting down, and then Bloomingdale's was modernizing their elevator. Literally right off the bat, 4 reasons to go up to the White Plains. Glad I did it. Really glad. No regrets with that. Um, but anyways, I have to actually put my headphones in. Okay, let me just make sure. One second, guys. All right, so cool. Okay. You think Old Navy and Primus Park will remain open in the near future? Doubt it. Doubt it. Given that Old Navy just reintroduced their store at West Garden State Plaza, I could very well see Old Navy pulling out of Paramus Park. Tell you the picnic in the park, it's not looking too good. There's not too many options. Burger King pulled the plug there. Sbarro pulled the plug. There's a Charlie's. There's still a Chick-fil-A, but once Chick-fil-A goes, there's not really going to be many choices left. But yeah, Paramus Park's food court is definitely looking bleak. And I was just there on Monday. I had to be up there, and that was a long day. But just going around Paramus Park and going through Macy's, that elevator too is going downhill, just like its other one. Yeah, Macy's Westfield Garden State Plaza, the traction elevator is slow, and the motor on the Macy's Paramus Park elevator. Let's just say it's on its way out, and it was really bad when I wrote it last week. The video should be up in the next couple of days. So, um, Oxford Valley will stay for now, I think. Can you RNL? Can you link me that portfolio when you get the chance? Like, do you have a link to that? Concord Mall is not the right mall for. Yes, because Christiana Mall has both a Nordstrom and an Apple store already. Another Macy's that I thought would be closing is yeah. I have a cheerleading competition at Downington West High School. Have you participated in any school sports? I did participate in soccer. I actually had to quit because of SATs, and I did basketball for 1 year. Definitely was not for me, and that's okay personally. I'm not. I was never big on sports. It's good to try, but something not to pursue down the road, which is, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't do cheerleading. I know I know one guy who did it. I think it was like last year when he graduated last year. But no, I don't do cheerleading or anything. It's cool to watch. It's just not my cup of tea. The only way that would happen is that if Reams contacted Macy's Brunswick Square, which I think he very well could. but I know someone else who would want the Burlington panel. It's funny you bring that up, Joe, because Primus Park lost everything on our food court except Charlie's and Chick-fil-A. Future of Woodfield Mall. It's looking very well, especially if it has a Nordstrom and Simon poured money into the renovation. So I think that future of the mall is looking very well. They might do Paramus Park. They might, and that's a big maybe. But yeah, they will definitely. I have no doubt they're going to upgrade the Westfield Garden State Plaza Macy's elevator. Hopefully, they'll make it traction. Like, hopefully, they'll do a beautiful job like they did with Bloomingdale's Riverside. But you can't get everything you want in life, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't think Paramus Park will necessarily die. They're just going to have to create different experiences there. I That's what they need to really do with the property. Nordstrom will not close at any mall, not anytime soon. Oh, yeah, they are very long. Nari, Japan. Okay, well that'll diversify their options. So, yes. And apparently he's supposed to be going to ride it once they announce the store's closing. Nordstrom won't leave Menlo Park. They'll keep Menlo Park. Yeah, it won't be happening. They will not leave. Yeah, Nordstrom will keep Menlo Park, and for now, Bloomingdale's will stay in Bridgewater. We shall see if Macy's evaluates their stores. Again, it's all corporate making these decisions. I mean, it is. I mean, I guess it would be a neighborhood store. The question is it profitable enough for Macy's? But if Macy's sees that the mall's in disarray and disrepair, I have no doubt that Macy's will make an announcement the first week of New Year's. It's one of the maybe 20 or 56 stores that are shutting down across the country. Um, I have no doubt about that. If it, when that when if and when that announcement does come. Supposed to be a Saks Works, but I don't know if they're doing Bridgewater. It's so weird. Like it's their first thing was called I can't even remember. Oh, it was called York Factory, and then they called it Saks Works, which is a venture between WeWork and Saks Fifth Avenue. It's still I don't know. Saks Works just freaking weird. And I think the membership personally is a ripoff, absolute ripoff. Listen to this price. I mean, could you imagine paying $300? I mean, just to go in. Imagine paying 300 billed for today, 239. You imagine paying that amount of money just to go ride a Kone. We already know they're going to put Kones in there because it's going to be run by Hudson's Bay. So that's crazy. And it's like, what do you get out of it? Like $300. Like, shoot, you could go anywhere else for that. Although it looks like they're opening up a lot of places in New York City. There's 50 WeWork buildings right now. And it looks like Philadelphia has them too. Right now, it looks like just New York City for now. Oh no, this is WeWork. Hmm. Be interesting to see how the Manhasset and the Westchester locations come out. I honestly think it's going to be a flop. I think it's going to be a huge flop. But again, that's my opinion. Yep, they just announced locations whenever. Yeah, it needs to be modded very badly. It's very slow. Supposed to be Saks Works, but that has not been announced further yet. TGI Fridays is a declining chain. Yes, you're right about that. Their quality really went down over the past couple of years. I mean, at least many times I've eaten. The closest one to me now is we had one like maybe like 5 minutes away. Now the closest one is like Hackensack, which isn't too far away, I guess. But but yeah, doubt it. I don't think even Marcus right now is interested in doing new department stores. Yeah, I don't really do sports that much anymore. But in regards to Palm Beach, um, yeah. Yes, Wayne had 3 malls: Wayne Town Center, Willowbrook Mall, and then Wayne Hills Mall. Wayne Hills Mall became ShopRite. Wayne Town Center, they divided into smaller retailers, and obviously Willowbrook Mall is the only enclosed one left in Wayne. But you're correct, there was 3 malls in Wayne. Not necessarily. Applebee's, there's people that go there. There's more life in an Applebee's versus a TGI Fridays. Again, my opinions and what at least what I from what I've read online. So, yep. And then Boscov's could very well relocate, but yeah. So, all right, guys. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. I got a long day tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and that will